Sean Diddy Combs is facing yet another lawsuit. So a former model who won MTV's Model Mission claims the music mogul drugged and sexually assaulted her in his studio in 2003. She said she, quote, knew she had a moral obligation to speak up after she saw other women like Cassie file lawsuits with similar claims. Meantime, 50 Cent has sold his multi-part documentary about the sexual assault allegations against Diddy to Netflix after a reported bidding war. Now, in case you didn't know, Diddy is facing a sex trafficking probe as well as multiple misconduct lawsuits. He has maintained his innocence. Okay, Erica, what do you think of this latest accusation?
I think we would normally say something like, well, I can see it. I can believe it. Here's the thing. If you are someone who has opted to break the law or do things that are nefarious, then you kind of have to bear the brunt of the responsibility of people accusing you and other people assuming things about you. You don't come in with clean hands. I'm not saying that every single person that has a claim against this person is 100% real. I have no idea. But at the same time, if you weren't such a monster who was caught in the act of being a monster, then people would be a little less inclined to believe it. So if some victim, she's saying that she is a victim, or a survivor, I should say, is coming forward because she was emboldened by another survivor coming forward, which oftentimes is the way that that happens, then I credit her with that. But I also want people to know, especially on social media, for all the vile things that are being said about these survivors, people are speaking up because they are seeing themselves in the stories of these other survivors. When you speak up to say disparaging things about these survivors' stories, then that's telling me, I won't speak for everyone, but to me, that speaks to how you see yourself in the predator. So either you're a predator empathizer or you're a predator yourself. And I don't know how else to get around that, because I don't see any other way. I wouldn't jump into a story that had nothing to do with me or my experiences, especially not to disparage someone who is a survivor. Like, that's not like tabloid fodder. It's real people's lives. And when this young woman said that she thought about taking her own life, I bet you didn't. I bet she did more than once. Like, that is the plight of a survivor's story. So to minimize all of this with things that people feel like are so, I don't know, maybe they don't think it's important, the things that they say on social media. But I just think of all the survivors who aren't as strong and can't handle that and how they're feeling about it.
Yeah, well said. Also, I know that there's a big fallout now following Diddy.
So this is so interesting. Just so you know, she did attempt suicide. It said that openly, and she also feels like she was blackballed completely from the industry. So not only did he allegedly violate her in that way, he actually, all her opportunities dried up.
That's happened to a lot of women in Hollywood.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. A lot.
It's a ripple effect.
It's transactional. If you don't do this for me,
I will take your opportunities away. Absolutely. So I just want to let you know, Peloton has stopped playing Diddy's music. They've paused it. I don't think anyone right now wants to work out to like Diddy's music. So I wondered, and I guess that's sort of a question, if you're on the radio, do you play a Diddy song? He hasn't been convicted of anything, but it's like Michael Jackson, right? Do you listen to Michael Jackson? Do you not?
I've thought about that because they do play Michael Jackson on Sirius XM and things like that. And I think because he kind of was investigated posthumously, that he kind of was able to maneuver around and still have his music played. But people care. And I remember, this is so weird, but I was working a comedy club and the show was over. And I was walking through the showroom and the comment cards were out. And I just glanced at one, and one of them said, please stop playing R. Kelly music while you're seeing. And I was so, you know, it was like somebody took the time. They're at a comedy show. They're, you know,
it puts them in a different mood, doesn't it?
And so that shows that somebody out to have a good time, out with their husband or whatever, was still like, I don't like this.
Right.
And trust me, the stations and whoever plays that music wants their people to have a good time and wants you to stay and feel comfortable and feel safe. And if all that means is we don't have to play Diddy's music, we won't hear him anymore.
It's, you know, we put up a photo, so I just want to comment on it, of Diddy holding up a key to the city, to New York City. Now the mayor and the councilmen and women there are looking into getting that key back from him. Now he would be the first person. This would be unprecedented to take a key away from someone. I don't know who else has a key. If we could compare and see who has more, you know, malicious acts even though Diddy still has yet to be convicted. But I think that's interesting too. I think the fallout is going to continue.
Yeah, that video convicted him, I think, in public opinion.
Yeah.
Just shut it down.